Hi, English 130 learners. This is Professor McGuire, and I'm going to take some time to talk to you about the biography nonfiction informational text assignment that's coming up. All righty, so this assignment pops up during topic 4. So it's called Using Biography Nonfiction Informational Text in the Classroom. So what you'll need for this particular assignment are some articles, and it can sometimes be challenging to find those articles, so this slide tells you how to do that. So you'll find those articles when you are logged into Halo, and you're going to go over on this left-hand side, and you'll click on Topic 4. And when that opens up, it'll open up another screen, and all of the articles are listed over here. There are 8 articles. You get to choose any 3 that you would like to. I really like to start with Aronson's 2010. It's called The Greatest Story Never Told. So that's the one I'll use as a sample today. The titles of the articles that you can choose from: Greatest Story Never Told, New Knowledge, Nonfiction and Interdisciplinary Inquiry, Using Nonfiction to Enhance Our Teaching of Literature, Why Doesn't Anyone Know This Story, Visuals and Text in Nonfiction, Some Teens Prefer the Real Thing, and More Than a Reading Assignment Using Nonfiction Texts as Mentor Texts. So again, there are 8 articles. You can choose any 3. Once I go over some of the assignment requirements, that may help you to determine which articles would be the best ones for you. So the instructions in Halo tell us that this is an essay. You have to address each of the prompts below for each of the 3 articles that you selected. So point number 1 is that you'll identify and cite the selected articles using correct APA format. I've already created the reference page for you, so that part's completely done. Number 2 through 7, I've actually turned these into the sentences that you'll need for each of the articles. So basically, you'll have a 6-sentence article. You'll highlight what the author says about nonfiction or how they portray nonfiction in the article. What, if any, books or texts do they use as an example? Discuss some of the best ideas the author has for using nonfiction in teaching. Identify a single quote that sums up the author's main point and approach to nonfiction. What is your response to this author's idea or approach? That's the only sentence that you can have in first-person point of view. And then your last sentence in each body paragraph will be a takeaway or resource, like an idea, link, text, organization that the article suggests that a teacher should have. This is essay format, so it'll have an intro with a thesis statement, the body paragraphs, which would be article number 1, 2, and 3, conclusion, and a reference page. So this is the basic 5-paragraph essay structure. Again, just a little repeat. There's going to be an intro. Article number 1 will be the first body paragraph with exactly 6 sentences to match the instructions. Article number 2, body paragraph, same thing. Article number 3, body paragraph, same thing with 6 sentences, a conclusion, and the references. Of course, there's a template that I've created for you. So if you could go to Halo and download that template, I put a little bit extra information into the template to kind of help guide you and remind you that basically every single sentence will align with the instructions and the rubric. First thing you'll want to do when you download that template is put in your first and last name, check Halo for the deadline, and change the due date here. Any words that are in red or any other coloring would be removed because you won't need them. They're just notes to guide you. So the first paragraph is the intro. This is where you're just going to provide a brief explanation of what a biography, nonfiction, or informational text is. So you can just write maybe 3 to 5 sentences telling us about the purpose that they would have, why they're important for readers. You can refer back to some of the DQ discussions to give you some ideas. The last sentence in the intro paragraph should be a thesis statement, and that thesis statement should help the reader to know what to expect when we read body paragraphs 1, 2, and 3. So as I've said before, each article becomes a body paragraph. It will have exactly 6 sentences. Again, that matches the instructions and it matches the rubric. So sentence number 1, What does the author say about nonfiction, or how do they portray nonfiction in the article? Sentence number 2, what books or texts do they use as an example? Sentence number 3, what are the best ideas the author has for using nonfiction in teaching? Number 4, you're going to copy a quote that sums up the author's main point and approach to nonfiction. Sentence number 5, this can be written in first-person point of view. What is your response to that author's idea or approach to nonfiction? So you're basically just responding in one sentence to the quote that you just pasted in. And your last sentence in that body paragraph, what is a takeaway or a resource that the author suggests that teachers should have? So each of your body paragraphs will have the exact same structure of 6 sentences. Here's an example from article number 1. I want you to notice that in the first sentence that it's really important to put in the title of the article and the author. When you look at the template, you'll see that I've actually guided you and given you some examples of how you can do that. So here we go. In The Greatest Story Never Told, the author, Aronson 2010, interviewed Philip Hose, who says that nonfiction and fiction are similar because they both must have certain features to engage readers enough to continue reading. Hose suggests that We Were There Too is a strong example of a nonfiction text. Hose adds that finding depth and emotion in nonfiction texts is extremely important and is a strong idea for teachers to use when implementing nonfiction in the classroom. Regarding the approach to nonfiction, Aronson 2010 pointed out that Hose mentioned, I want to rope readers into caring. I want to tap into that and tell stories that matter. Page 4. I think this attitude towards nonfiction is great because by drawing readers in, not only does it engage them further in the reading, but it also may create a passion inside them for what matters, and out of that, they may act to better society. One idea suggested by Hose that teachers should have in mind is finding the zeal throughout nonfiction texts to better engage their students who will be reading. So what you see here is you see body paragraph number 1, which goes for article number 1, and it covers all 6 things that were mentioned in the instructions and in the rubric. So all you'll do is just repeat this for article number 2 and 3. They'll all have the exact same structure with the exact same 6 sentences. You'll then conclude it. So the conclusion has the word conclusion in it in the template. Leave that there. Leave all the black headings that I have. Just remove the red notes. Those are just to guide you. And a thesis is just a restatement of the thesis, just kind of summarize the 3 articles. You could consider doing a call to action regarding the importance of reading or teaching those biography, nonfiction, or informational texts in the classroom. And really, your conclusion shouldn't be any more than 3 to 5 sentences. The reference page is done for you. So you do not have to worry about creating the reference page. All I ask that you do is keep the 3 for the articles you used and delete out the 5 that you did not use. The rubric is available for you, so you can see that each article has kind of a high number of points. So you're going to want to make sure that you do those 6 sentences for article number 1, 2, and 3. Go back, double check your intro and make sure that you have a good intro with a thesis statement. The development structure and conclusion, if you follow my template, you should do well there, and then also with the format and documentation. Mechanics of writing, I always suggest running it through Grammarly to make sure that your sentence structure is good to go and that you haven't missed something, especially as future English teachers. You need to have a high standard of writing. When you submit, you're going to check the deadline in Halo. Everything's due by 11:59 p.m. Arizona time. And as per GCU policy, for every day that it is late, 10% can be deducted. So that's all I've got for you. Let's see. If you have any questions or concerns, please message me in the private forum, and I'm happy to help. I look forward to reading your essay.